The March SAT is right around the corner. If you're watching this video the day that it drops, you have exactly 8 weeks to prep for the March SAT. If you're sleeping on me and you didn't watch this video right away, then you're gonna have to use some amazing math skills and figure out exactly how much time you have. Regardless, if you are watching this video, you are one of the minority of students who actually cares enough to start thinking ahead and prepping in advance. Because the majority of students are gonna watch videos like last minute for tips and tricks, and their score won't go up as much as yours will. Because in this video today, I'm gonna give you a solid prep plan to help you significantly boost your SAT score for this March SAT. So stick around. All right, guys, I'm gonna get into 6 very, very useful tips to help you improve for the March SAT right now. So let's go. Tip number 1 is you gotta want it. If you're watching this video right now, that tells me that you are motivated and you wanna improve your SAT score. So you've taken a great step into doing just that. Find your reason, because there are gonna be days where you wake up and you're not gonna wanna prep for the SAT. You're gonna wanna do something else instead. You need to have something that's gonna keep you motivated when times get tough. So go ahead and comment below and let me know your reason for wanting to do better on the March test. All right, tip number 2, you need to decide if you're gonna focus on the English, the math, or both. Strategically, a lot of times at STP, we start with a student and just focus on half of the test at a time. The reason for this is because the majority of schools in the United States super score, which means they take your best math score and your best English score and put them together, even if they're from different test dates. So if you're a student who has like a jam-packed schedule and can only devote a couple hours a week to SAT, or if the thought of prepping for the entire test all at once just completely overwhelms you, I would recommend you pick one half of the test to focus on up to the March. So maybe English is your weaker one. Start with the English and just learn all of the strategies and get a plan together to just focus on the English. Once you take the March test and improve your English score, then you can turn around and take, say, the June test to improve your math score. You want to give yourself at least 2 months in between each test to continue to prep and get better. Every student is different with, how many points they go up. But a general rough rule of thumb is it takes about 2 months to go up 100 points. My third tip for you is you are going to want to set a goal. If you don't know what you're striving for, you're gonna have no idea how to get there. So once you determine if you're gonna prep for the English, math, or both, then you need to have your baseline score and take an honest look at that and then set a realistic but significant goal to work for. So to give you an example, if I start with a student and let's say their baseline score is a 1200, so they have a 600 in English and a 600 in math, I might recommend we focus on one half of the test and shoot for a 700. A 100-point gain on half the test is significant, but it's also attainable in like a 2-month or 3-month period. So you don't want to get super unrealistic. Like if you're starting at a 900 and you're looking to get a 1500, I hate to say it, but that's not going to happen between now and the March test. So you have to be realistic with your goal setting and give yourself enough time to get there. My 4th tip is you're going to want to commit to 2 days a week minimum for SAT prep. Each day, you need to spend at minimum 1 to 2 hours prepping. Listen, I don't think that the excuses are gonna help you, because I know what you might be thinking. Oh, I'm so busy, I've got X, Y, and Z going on. I have worked with so many students out there who also are in extracurriculars and play sports and do all these other stuff. If you want it, you can make it happen. It's all about time management and priorities. So what you're gonna wanna do is sit down, look at your calendar honestly, and carve out that time and put it right into your phone's calendar. Set reminders so that your phone will remind you when it's time for SAT prep, and stick with your commitment. Consistency is key, so you have to follow this regimented plan and be consistent with it, otherwise you're not gonna see the improvement. If you need to, set little rewards for yourself along the way. So like if you commit to your practices for the entire week, then maybe you can go hang out with a friend that Saturday, or buy a puppy, or get the new outfit that you wanted. Tip number 5, you're gonna wanna use the right materials at the right times. So the digital SAT is a little tricky because we only have 4 official practice tests from College Board, and you don't wanna burn through those tests. I feel like the novice mistake to make is to just start hammering on the tests and then you'll have nothing left to do. Here's my recommendation for you instead. When you start prepping, you want to basically learn how to do each question and practice that type of question over and over and over again in a drills format until you gain mastery. So a couple great resources for doing this is 1, College Board's Question Bank, which is a free resource. All you need to do is Google College Board Question Bank. You can filter to digital SAT and to the specific type of question you want to work on. It's great because it's free, but the only thing that's cumbersome about it is you have to create PDFs and you can only click into one question at a time and you can't see the questions. So it's kind of a pain to navigate through. It's not very user-friendly, but it's definitely workable and you definitely can get lots and lots of official questions out of it, which is great. My other recommendation would be to head to the App Store or Google Play and download the Preply app. The Preply app is a fun way to prep from your mobile device, so you don't need to be tied down to a computer. You can work on the SATs when you're out and about, and it does the same thing where it's in a drills format. You can pick a certain type of question that you want to work on and work on that over and over again until you get better at it. Once you've gained mastery on the different types of questions, then you can start to layer in full test practices. When you take a full test in Bluebook though, you want to monitor your progress and see what types of questions that you're getting wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link below to a test tracker sheet. I have one for math and one for English so that you can keep track of the specific types of questions you missed, because if you miss the same type of question repeatedly, that means you might need to go back and do more drills in that question or figure out a better strategy for tackling that question. And speaking of strategies, right now for a limited time, we're actually giving away our digital English workbook for free if you subscribe to our email list. So I'm gonna put a link up here, head to our website, fill out your info, and we will send you a link to get that workbook. The workbook is absolutely fantastic because it provides you with strategies for tackling each type of question so that you can learn how to be more efficient and more effective. All right, if you're finding this video helpful so far, show me some love, hit that like button below. All right, so when you're using the test tracker and you're seeing what types of questions you're getting wrong, I would take it a step further and try to figure out why your answer is wrong and why another answer is correct. If you can start to recognize what you're doing wrong, then you can undo your mistakes so history does not repeat itself on the real test. So definitely learn from your mistakes and start to recognize what College Board deems as the right answer, because you're gonna be better off thinking like the test designers instead of thinking like how you think it should be. And I have to admit, I have totally had students that I've worked with in the past fight me tooth and nail on certain questions, like basically asserting that their answer is right and it should be right because they feel such and such a way. That will not benefit you to be hard-headed and to be stubborn about your answers. You really need to learn how to play the game, and the first step in that is being open-minded and accepting of what College Board thinks is right. If after watching this video and seeing my tips, you still feel like you're not sure where to get started or how to go about this, you might need a more structured prep plan. We have self-paced online courses that are phenomenal with exclusive video lessons that you can't get on YouTube that can really teach you how to take the test and get the most points you possibly can. So what I'm gonna do is link up here so you can go check out our products page. Because you're a YouTube viewer, we're actually offering a special discount on either course. Put in 50 off at checkout and you can get $50 off our English course or our math course. All right guys, that's all for now in this video. Hope to see you guys again soon. Until next time, happy prepping.